Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My questions today are for the Minister responsible for Nunavut Housing Corporation and regarding the GN staff condo program. Mr. Speaker, this program, which was released in 2017, is an issue that I've brought up on numerous occasions over the years. The objective of this condo program was to provide affordable home ownership options for GN staff, and it was intended to increase retention rates and decrease dependence on subsidized housing in the territory. I'd like to ask, can the Minister provide an update on the status of the 24 condo units in the Plateau subdivision? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Minister responsible for Nunavut Housing Corporation, Mr. Kuchuk.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the sale is going good, and the sale of the units are almost complete. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
First supplementary, Mr. Lightstone.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm glad to hear that that the sales are almost complete in the Plateau subdivision. I'll pick up on that later, but I'd like to follow up on for my next question. I'd like to ask the Minister if he'd be able to provide an update on the more controversial 36 units at the Road to Nowhere staff condo program. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Minister responsible for the Nunavut Housing Corporation, Mr. Kuchuk.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Condo 17, as it's described, was dissolved on May of 2024, and they were all converted to staff housing units. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Second and final supplementary, Mr. Lightstone.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Last April of 2024, there was an article published about this matter. Mr. Speaker, there was some interest. Several employees had expressed interest in purchasing these condo units at the Road to Nowhere subdivision. And in December of 2019, 11 families had moved into those units. And more recently, 2 of those families and Government of Nunavut employees had gotten so far as to signing a contractual purchase agreement. And then were subsequently told that the condo was being dissolved and they are unable to purchase these units. Mr. Speaker, I don't understand how that sort of treatment of GN employees considers increasing retention rates and decreasing dependency on subsidized staff housing. But, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to ask, how did it come about that the government of Nunavut, the Nunavut Housing Corporation decided to dissolve Condo Corporation 17 and tell these potential homeowners that they can no longer purchase the homes that they're currently living in? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Minister responsible for the Nunavut Housing Corporation, Mr. Kuchuk.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, there isn't enough time in the question period to go through all the details of those. But, Mr. Speaker, there was a lot of work and discussion between the individuals that were wanting to purchase the units. There was some other issues that arose that did not allow for to complete the Condo 17 units. All those that were interested were offered units elsewhere, as in the Condo 16 units. The corporation had met with and spoke with the proponents that were near the final stages of the agreement. That meeting happens between the corporation and the individuals, Mr. Speaker. And the corporation moved forward with turning those Condo 17 into staff housing units. As my colleague understands, there has been some very serious issues around staff housing shortage in the city, and that played part of a role in that, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.